want to talk to you guys about just how simple it is to build a land flipping business that allows you to live life on your terms and live your life by design. But you're getting in your own way. You're watching way too much content about this and you're not taking any action. I've talked to a good amount of people who have told me that they're trying to follow up, they're trying to get deals done, and the deals keep falling out. Well, every single time, what I find is that their mechanisms for follow-up, acquisition, and lead management are all absolutely terrible. There's no process around any of those three things. And on top of that, the common thing I find is that their marketing is not consistent either. If you don't have consistent marketing, you don't have a business. And so it should never be, all right, let me just send out a lot of texts, let me just send out a lot of mail, and then cross my fingers and hope for the best. It needs to always be strategic. It needs to always be quality. All right, I'm going to do this for the next 6 to 8 months, and I'm going to commit to it, and I'm going to pick up the phone, and I'm going to have these conversations. It's really simple. Like, all of these things that I talk about here are very simple. But when it gets to the actual deal making, the talking to people, comping a property live, making an offer live, these are the things that most people just need help with. And that's why I created Landverse. These are the things that when you're talking to a seller and you don't understand sales process, so you don't understand how to build a relationship with them, you don't understand how to get what their pain points are. When you don't realize these things, it makes it a lot harder for you to get a deal done or get a few deals done. Now, like, we need to get a few deals done. We need to have at least 150 grand liquid, I would say, before we start to actually build a business around this. If you don't have that yet, you don't have a strong enough foundation to where you can take risk and consistently send out mail, consistently send out texts, and consistently get deals done. You just don't want to be hard-pressed trying to delegate when you don't have any cash and when you can't sustain marketing and training for a certain amount of time. Because the hiring process takes time, and you really do have to be slow to hire. So if you don't have capital, you shouldn't be trying to hire yet. And a lot of people just try to delegate because they're lazy. Then you end up hiring the wrong person, and then it takes a long time for you to get your deals done. I just really think that, like, people overcomplicate this, and I'm sitting here and I'm just like, why? Why is it so? Why do people think it's so complicated to actually get deals done? Because as I sit here, I think we'll do around 6 deals this week, and it's like all because I've been able to practice this over and over and over again and understand it to the point where I know it like the back of my hand. I've been doing this for around 5 years now, and I've delegated it. So I think when you're on your journey, especially if you're getting started, you have to understand that, like, whatever it is that I'm going to do, I need to be extremely consistent with it. So month after month, I'm marketing. Day after day, I'm having anywhere from 20 to 30 conversations a week. Conversations. I mean, get on the phone and just talk to people. I talked to a person the other day, and they said they had all these leads in their CRM, but they haven't called them because they don't want to. I mean, these are the kinds of things that I hear sometimes, and I'm just like, do you not realize that you can create generational wealth from this? Do you not realize that because of this vehicle, you can travel wherever you want to travel, you can live the life you want to live, you can never have to punch in anyone's clock, and you can do that running a very lean team. Very lean team. Without any worries, really. And yes, there are problems that I overcome in my business, like any other business, but this is a business that, I mean, once you figure it out, once you do it, once you practice enough, once you get the systems, once you get the method of how to acquire deals and sell them consistently, I mean, sky's the limit. And if you're a person that's already a high income earner, if you're already an executive, if you're already making a lot of money but you're burned out, this is the perfect thing for you, because you can do with your skill set especially. Here's the other thing. I have a lot of clients. I have a lot of clients that are higher level, they've been in higher level positions in their job, they've been executives, but then they come over and do this and it becomes so easy for them to do because they understand it. They understand the processes, they understand acquisitions, they get all that. They understand how to build a team, they understand all that. Once they plug the product into their knowledge base, it becomes so easy for them to get deals done. And I've worked with some executives that have done, first deal, you're talking about multi-six figures profit. And if you're that kind of person and you're watching this video and you're like, you know what, I do want to be able to transfer out of my current situation, even though I'm making a few $100,000 a year, I want to make $1 million a year, I want to make $2 million a year, and I still want to be able to have my time freedom. I want to build that time freedom for myself. I want to be able to travel a little bit more. If that's you, you got to learn how to build a land flipping business. You do, because since the age of 21, I've been doing really large deals, and I've been able to build wealth for myself, take care of my family, travel the world, and chill and help people. That's it. And really taking the path of least resistance, and that's what you should aim to do if you want to build wealth. Do I work extremely hard? Absolutely. But I don't think I work nearly as hard as, people that make a lot less money than me, just because I have higher leverage. And so obviously you do have to work hard in this. It's not easy, but it is very simple. And once you get to the point where, you can do a few deals a month, on average, you're doing a few deals a month, you're averaging $25,000 to $30,000 net profit per deal. That's where you get in a situation like Chris, where, this is going to be Chris's first month where he makes $100,000 net profit. So these systems work, and they don't just work for me, but they work for my clients as well. I've had several clients that have six-figure deals after they join Lambert's. Several clients that make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on deals, just following the system. Just following how to frame a seller. Following how to build relationships in markets with title companies, with brokers. Following those systems. Following our means of following up with a seller. How do you continuously follow up? Do you take no for an answer? If they give you their pain, how do you respond to it? How do you serve these sellers? So I just think all these things, when you're considering your next move and your next steps in life, this is a cash flow business, and if you want to build wealth, you need to have a cash flow business. You have to. There's no other way to do it. There's ways to do it where there's a lot of resistance. It takes a lot of upfront capital. And yes, while this does take a lot of capital, let's just compare this to, for example, a law degree. A law degree, costs about multiple six figures to get and go through. Once you're going through your 4-year, and then you go through masters, you go through all these things. You go through your 4-year, and then you go through your, what is it called? When you get your law degree, like you go through law school. What is it called?
Like postback?
Yeah, whatever. So you go through all that. The point is, you're paying a couple $100,000. And I am very close with a lot of lawyers and have lawyers, so we need lawyers. But my point is, if you want to build a cash flow business, if you want to build wealth for yourself as quickly as possible, and you don't have a career that you want to get into, you need to learn how to flip land. You do. Because you're talking about, where else do you see somewhere where you can buy something for $50K and sell it for $175,000 in a couple months? I've never seen that anywhere else. And you can consistently do that. It's not a stroke of luck. One of the biggest things is knowing how to educate yourself in the processes of what we're doing. So becoming a master at marketing, market selection, acquisitions, and dispositions, becoming a master of all those three things. The only way to become a master is to learn it from someone who's done it at a high level. That's the only way. And to practice it over and over and over again. I learned from so many people on those three pillars before I attained mastery. And I practiced it for thousands and thousands of hours before I became a master at it. That's what it takes. If you want to be a top 1% earner and a top 1% land flipper, you need to master those three things. That's it. Once you can become really good at talking to people on the phone, and by good, how do you handle their objections? How do you build relationships? what's the follow-up process like? Once you become really good at that, you're gonna get so much more deals than everyone else around you. I think the other thing that's extremely important to understand with this is the mindset of it. Are you gonna be a victim to all your circumstances, or are you gonna take charge of your life and say, you know what? I only have a certain amount of time to build wealth for myself. I only have a certain amount of time to get these deals done. And I have a goal for myself in the next 5 years. So I have to take charge of my life. You're either going to be that person or you're not. And you're never going to get anything done. Never. And that's the reality. If you just keep pondering and keep hoping and keep wondering and keep like, maybe this will happen, maybe it won't happen unless you do. It never will. I think the mindset of the high-level performer is more important than anything else. And if you go and watch some of my interviews, I have some interviews with Kay Walker, with Jeffrey Altador. These two folks are very high-level performers, just like I am. And both of them talk about the mindset that it takes to be high-level. You have to know and have the conviction that you can do it and be consistent in it. It's not like a one-day thing. I send out the mailers, send out the text, and it doesn't work. So I'm not going to do this anymore. Once you understand that it's a process, it's so incredibly simple. And it's so incredibly easy to get rich with this business. So easy. And I've been able to do deals in any different cycle. Like no matter what the cycle was, when people are like complaining about, oh man, I'm not getting any deals done. It's like, I'm just plugging away at doing deals. That's it. Plugging away. Because I'm constantly split testing, constantly talking to sellers, constantly sending out our mailers. Okay, if we didn't have the results that we wanted to have, if our KPIs weren't where they were supposed to be, then I'm making changes fast. You can't go through this and like do a deal here, do a deal there. You'll never get rich like that. You'll always be going back to your job. You'll always be stressed out. You'll always be pressured. You got to be persistent. You have to be persistent, and then you have to get to the point where you can delegate this off. So if you're ready to build a high cash flowing lamp flipping business and you're ready to start doing a few deals a month, netting $20,000, $25,000 plus in profit, and you want my help, book a strategy call with me below. Either me or someone from my team will be on the call to help you and guide you through how we help you scale your lamp flipping business in 2025 and beyond. This has been Olufemi with Lampers, and I'll see you on the next video.